While tweeting today that 98% of people hospitalized since January were not vaccinated.
Arkansas ranks 48th in the country when it comes to fully vaccinated percentages, only ahead of Alabama and Mississippi. And the state still has a healthy supply of the vaccine. So many people will ask the question, what's the deal?
And it's a valid question. Our Jay Burr spoke with the head of the state's vaccine distribution program to see what issues they're running into. Jay, what'd you find out?
Yeah, good evening, guys. Retired Colonel Robert Ader says much of what they've been doing has really been an uphill battle, really since day one, once they finally did get the vaccine, once it started to get to rolling out here. But he does hope that a recent slight upward trend in vaccine numbers continues. Retired Colonel Robert Ader heads up the state's vaccine distribution program, and he says the supply is not a reason for the state's lower vaccine numbers. The state started at 236 providers throughout the state.
Now we're up to almost 1,800 different providers around the state. So we've got it in every nook and cranny of the state.
Those 65 and older have been vaccinated at a rate of 72%, and younger age groups are much lower. Colonel Ader says there is a bit of correlation.
That hospitalization numbers have now crossed. We have more younger people being hospitalized than older folks.
He says the biggest issue is where people get their information on the vaccine. It is a problem they are constantly battling.
Messaging has been difficult. It is. Because where people gather their news is all over the place. I will tell you that social media has been a major burden for us.
Colonel Ader says any of the 3 vaccines are efficient to deal with any variant of COVID. He reminds people the vaccine initially had an efficacy number of 95%. Arkansas actually beating that.
We're operating at 99.4%. So we're beating the efficacy numbers that were promised us. And so they're very effective.
He believes with numbers recently spiking and people beginning to hear those numbers on the unvaccinated, the message may slowly be getting to people who have been hesitant.
What we're seeing now is about a 7.5% increase in demand. So we've arrested the descent, and we're starting to see people be a little more open to getting the vaccine.
Now, the number's not all bad here. Arkansas actually leading the nation when it does come to equity in vaccine distribution. So that means that a higher percentage of minority populations in the state have been vaccinated. Again, Arkansas actually leading the way there. But Colonel Ader says there's still much work to be done, and he does stress that people need to go talk to their health care providers. But for now, live from the state capitol, Jay Burr, Fox 16 News.